Okay. You know, the first thing I want to do is get terms together that are the same. Kind of the first thing I think about. So I haven't even thought this all the way through, but I see the CD and the CD here. And I see the A, B, and an A, so at least there's going to be that. I can group these two terms together and have an A, and I can group these two terms together and have a CD. And by the way, since you've already counted the B equals 1 case, we can restrict this to B greater than 1 so that we know that this term is bigger than this term. And we know this term is bigger than this term. So that means I'd like to bring this term over to that side.
Alright.
And that term over to that side. So I've got BCD.
So you get B minus 1 times CD?
Yeah, CD times B minus 1 equals A times B minus 1. So that helps us a little bit also.
And then we can divide out the B minus 1s.
Right, because we've already counted the
Case where B equals 1.
yeah. Well, now we have to be careful. We've counted B equals 1 and A, C, and D are everything? Is that what you counted? A, C, and D
Equals 1.
Oh, well, actually, maybe we missed some B equals 1. What do you notice happens here when B equals 1?
Well, then you can't divide that. It just is 0 equals 0.
Okay, well, what happens to our equation when B equals 1?
Well, you get A plus C times D equals A plus C times D.
Okay.
So A, C, and D can be anything.
A, C, and D can be anything.
Yeah, that's where it said 729.
Oh, right, B equals 1. Oh, sorry, yeah. I'm sorry. Let me drink a cup of coffee. All right. Also, on this part of the equation, if B equals 1, we get 0 equals 0. Okay, so now, reducing it that way, we get CD equals A. Okay. So now, if A equals 1, what can...
Well, C and D are both 1.
All right, so you've counted that case.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And then, but there's going to be a bunch of cases.
Yeah, how should we list out the cases here?
Well, I mean, you could look at A equals 2, A equals 3, A equals 4.
Okay. What about A equals 2?
So A equals 2, you've got C. So these are two distinct things. So you could do C equals 1, D equals 2, or C equals 2, D equals 1.
C equals 1, D equals 2.
C equals 2.
D equals 2, D equals 1. So we've got two cases here. So if A equals 2, I got two cases, and then how many values can B take in that scenario?
So in this equation here,
Yeah.
well then, B doesn't really matter. We divided the B out.
Right, so how many different values can B take?
If we're not looking at 1, then B can take 8 values.
Okay, so how many cases do we have here for A equals 2?
For A equals 2, we have 16.
Yeah, there's 16 cases. So why don't we have you work through a few more of these cases and see if we can solve it kind of, in the video.